Good. Welcome everybody to my sewing room, and here we are at our live this week, and we had decided to give it a go again. So here we are. Anyway, it's been some time since we posted anything, so I thought that we would relaunch and have this cute little project that we're going to do and get that together with you guys. So come join me. Let's get into the project. Oh wait, let me turn down some. Okay, so let's get to the project. The project we picked is this design, this Sweet Land of Liberty, and it is a design from My Girlfriends Quilt Shop, and I printed off the instructions. That's normally what we do, and I picked my threads, so I have them. I have my threads here, and I have my bobbins to go with, because this is a sketch file. They asked to have bobbins the same color and the instructions the same color as the thread that you're using, so that's what we're going to do. Then I have my color changes and my design. So let's get to the project. Welcome everybody. I'm excited to have you all here. So this one I did earlier. This is my class sample, but we're going to do it on this one. So I'm going to point you down and we're going to get going here. You good, bub? I have my grandson with me. He's helping me monitor everything. And is that showing? Because that's delayed. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, and you'll notice, is that I have this ribbon here, and I bought a plain white plain white kitchen towel, not a paper towel, although you can sew on paper towels. I've done that. And I have my threads picked. I have my supplies for that's for that. This is my ribbon I chose that I'm going to put on. I'm going to show you how to put that on. We're going to sew that on. Then we're going to embroider our design on. So we're going to get all that set up and get that going. So right now I'm going to need a piece of ribbon that's a little longer, because I fold my ends in a little longer than my piece. So I'm going to cut this, use my reach. And that is going to go on there. So let's get that done. That's my step one. Now, some towels already have a design on the bottom. Mine didn't, and I wanted to make it a little more presentable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold this, and I'm going to line this up with a line on my cutting mat. I want to be an inch, I want this about an inch up from the bottom, and so to get that even, I'm going to use a water soluble, and I've tested this in my spray bottle to take it away. But I'm going to use my ruler to get right along the bottom there. Oh wait, this is in my way and I can't see this we need a little later. All right, let's get this in here. Okay, so that is there. I'm going to put this on here, right along the edge. And then I'm going to mark a blue line. This is a water-soluble pencil or marker, whatever you want to call it. I got these on Amazon, pretty cheap. I bought a whole pack of them, pretty cheap, no name brand. Oh, there is the name, and they will come off just fine. Now, to me, that looks a little off because we're a little wonky down in this corner, so I'm going to check that. And that looks a little off, so we're going to go do that, draw that line again. That's pretty close. I guess it's just my eye. All right, so now we're gonna take this to the machine in a second, and I'm gonna lay that right on that line and sew it down, and I'm gonna put X's on the end and sew back and forth till I get this secured. I did it on both sides, so we'll get that on there. But I am going to fold under and I will finger press that like that. And then when I get to the other end, I will probably trim some of that, but we'll get there. And then we will get that side secured. Do I have? I do have. 1 second. All right. So this goes here. So I'm going to use red thread on the top, and in my bobbin I have white thread. So let's go to the machine and get this sewed down. Then we'll come back to the cutting table, and we'll do the next steps. So I'll meet you at the machine in a second. Alright, under my machine I have my regular foot on. I'm in sewing on my machine. I'm just doing my, however it came up, 2.5, that's fine. And I'm going to take my clip off. Have my needle in the middle, so I want to be just, so that just come down there. Get my foot. Alrighty, so we are going to, I'm laying it on that line, and I'm going to start. Oh, I don't have thread in. Alright, people. Usually I'm sewing along, and then I realize I don't have thread. At least I remembered before. Oh. Alright, go down. That's my foot. I'm doing this on my single needle because I need my bobbin to change colors as the top because of the design. It's called a sketch design, so it's not a heavy design, but it is one that will warrant same bobbin as the top thread. So we'll get into that. Hang on. Back stitch. I'm not a fast one, but we'll get it steady. If I go any faster, I'll go off the edge, and I don't want to be off the edge. That will create a bigger mess than what I can handle. Okay, so I'm just lining that up, and I'm just going to sew straight down. I can make my machine go faster, but for right now, I'm going to go pace. So if you have a single needle machine, you can do this. And my design, the design comes in 2 sizes. I think I'd have to look. I'll look at the pattern in a second. And I'm doing the smaller one on here, so smaller one of the 2. Look at my scissors. You could burn the ends on this if you wanted to. I'm not, because I'm sewing it down and I'm making an X and I'm doing a lot of different things. So I'm going to reach, cut this off. So trim that off, and I'm just going to fold that. There we go. I'm right on my line. I'm going to continue. Around the corner, spin, needle down, spin. Spin, needle down. I have my machine set for needle down. That helps me to get right to the end there. I'm going to stitch back to that corner. Just make a little X in there to give it a little bit of strength. So I'm going to pick up my foot and I'm going to shoot it towards this corner. And then I'm going to come across the bottom again. And shoot back towards the other one. And then we have a little exit there. Alright, now I'm going to come across this end. Get this out of your way. And I'm going to come across the top. And then this is on. So. This is such a cute design. Everything's patriotic this year because of our 250th anniversary. And I think everything is adorable. I did another embroidery off there on the back of my denim shirt, a flag made out of spools and sewing machines. So that's on My Friends Quilt Shop. My Girlfriends Quilt Shop. My Girlfriends Quilt Shop. Okay, we're getting to this end. Maybe at this point here, I'm going to come across and stop there. Now, put the last bit here. Over to this side. Okay, and then we have our ribbon put on our towel. So let's head back to the cutting table and we will get this hooked up and I'll show you how to do all that. Okay. So the two sizes that they have are 5x7 and 6x10 hoops. So you need, it's not a 4x4 design, it's a 5x7 or a 6x10 hoop. I think I have a 6 or 7 here, and that's the one I'm going to use because it fits in here. And I know that because I can put it in there like that. So let's get our stabilizer hooped up, and I'm using, they said a cutaway, I'm using they said a tearaway. I was afraid of that with a sketch stitch, but so I'm using a cutaway. Not okay, so I have to get this in here. There we go. All right, so that's hooked up. I also like to give myself a pointing starting point. Okay, now I'm I know where about my center is. It's pretty close. We'll have to change over our machine. We'll do that next before we can embroider. All right, so now I got to decide how far up I want my design and where I'm going to put it. I'm going to fold this in half, move that aside. So I've hooped my stabilizer. I'm going to fold my towel in half, and I'm going to make a line here. You can press it. I don't need a heavy line. I just need to know where I'm at. And actually, if I do it this way, it will help me even more. Because now I can bring it back here and I can line it up against one of those lines. And if I bring this to there, I'm just going to see what this looks like a second. I'm going to redo this, so just bear with me. I'm going to redo it. I just want to see where this lands. I think that'll be pretty good. This has crosshairs in it. I'm putting it on this line. That will straighten it out. All right, so to get this adhered to that, again, I'm folding it, I'm creasing it. I'm going to use some basting spray. Get this stuff out of the way. Just a little bit of basting spray. It's quilting basting spray, so it's safe. I'm going to push that down in. Now I can open this up. And I'm basically in the center. And I can see my lines. I'm pretty good there. I can see the blue lines underneath, which will go away with water. So now I take my design and I'm going to put it where I want it. I'm going to show you two ways to do this at the machine. Mine can scan it, but I think we'll just do it the one way. So if you don't have a camera in your machine, you can still get a good center. When I place this on, that's good, that's good. We're going to check all that. So let's go back to the machine and let's get that set up, and then we'll be ready to start stitching. So I'll meet you at the machine. Machine, we got to change our foot out. If you have a single needle like this, and it's a dual machine, by dual I mean embroidery sewing, you have to change your equipment out. Now I put a needle in here yesterday for embroidery, so I just used that today to sew on my ribbon. So put my foot on. I'm just gonna look at this here. This way. Finger tight, and then I just do a little bit of a twist. I have to turn off my machine, I think. I can't remember, so I'm going to turn it off to be safe. I'm going to set this up for embroidery. This machine is too heavy for this table. It's not the right table for this machine, but it works for me. Let me put this over here. All right, we're going to put our embroidery arm on. I'm going to start it back up. Telling me the carriage is going to move. It's fine. Alright. Load my bobbin. Close that. Turn on my embroidery. I put my design on the USB, which is attached to my machine. I think I have it under this one. Yep. Right here, Sweet Liberty. Alright. So, one thing I gotta check out is, let's put this in here, because I did my bobbin, I have my thread in for the first pass. This is, now, this is going this way. My towel is going this way. This has to be changed to go this, to go in the same direction. Otherwise, this will stitch out this way, and I want it to go across. So we're going to go set, and I'm going to edit. Okay, well, I'm going to say rotate, and I'm going to say 90. So see, my Sweet Land of Liberty is going this way and this way. So that's good. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say embroider. And now I want to get, if you don't have a camera, see where my needle is here, but you can't see it, I'm sure, but my crosshairs is, the center is over here. So I'm like this. So I need to adjust that. So I got to go to edit, and we're going to say move. Can you take me back a little bit? And I'm going to move this down. When my needle's lined up with this crosshair, now I got to get it lined up with this one, so I'm going to go over. And if I want, I can come down, and that is very close. I'm happy with that. So I'm taking it back up. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to use this feature here, and this is going to trace the design, the outside of the design. I want to make sure that I'm not hitting down here, I'm not hitting anywhere. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my top corner. That looks good. That looks good to me. That looks good. And that looks good. So I'm going to go to center again, and it's right in the middle. Now I can take this off, and I use medical tape to hold it on. There's a lot of tapes out there, but medical tape is cheaper, and it holds really good. So some of the, I got that tip off of YouTube from somebody that does embroidery all the time. So we're ready to start. I want to say okay. Excuse me. Return. Oh, I think I just undid everything. Embroider. Oh goodness. Let me see. Let's see. We're good. We're good. Center. Wind up. Wind up. Okay. All right. So we're going to go here. I think I skipped the first two. Let me see my directions. That's just an outside. So let's go edit and remember plus, minus, and the next one. And the next one. I think that's where I want to start. I think they have you putting a piece of fabric in the band of, and I'm not doing that. I'm using what I have. So I actually need blue in here. We're going to start with blue. Light blue. Okay. Let me get my other design. So this is light blue, so that's what we're going to stitch out first. So that means my red is wrong. So I'm going to take this off. This over here, I can reach it. And I got to take my bobbin out. So, because I'm set up, I can pull this out, and it's not going to hurt anything. Put that in its place. Blue and blue. I might have to wind the bobbin, so we'll do that together if we run out. No big deal. Alrighty, there's that. Once my bobbin is in, I can put this back in. goes all slides all the way in, and this little arm comes down. That locks it in until the machine and it's ready. Get our machine. Very quickly. Okay, this doesn't like something. Let's see. Alright, get it out. Alright, likes that better. So we are going to say okay, and we are going to say, put my foot down, I get the green light, everything's checking out, perfect, and we'll start stitching. While that's going, we'll have red next, so we will press the red. Change that later. Thread in there. Pause it. It's okay to do that. Nothing. I have a dark thread in here, and I don't know why or how, but there's a dark thread here, and it's going to bother me, so I'm going to trim it. It will be covered by the satin stitch. That's okay. So we're going to start again, and it'll just pick up. Okay, my machine's telling me this is a 33-minute stitch out. With all the changes, it's probably going to take a little longer. Your bobbin thread is almost empty. All right, return. So we got to take care of that. Let's note we're at 1262. Write that down, because in case something happens, we want to we want to be able to get back to that spot. So we're noting what stitch count we're on, which is 1262. We're not going to have any issues, but we are going to make sure. I'm going to cut, because we need to wind a bobbin. So, but we have enough. We don't. That's okay. Bring this out. It really used up that, so there's not much on here. Bring that. Now we're going to wind a bobbin up here, buddy. And it goes up through the hole on the inside of the hole. Bobbin up through. Let's see if I can get that. Here, this is one. And then down through the center. It should give us a nice bobbin. Put this up there. Move this back through. I don't know why, but I always hold mine. Put this here. Say start. And the bobbin is winding. it's going all the way up and down, all the way up and down. You can't see it because it's on this side. Take my word for it. I'm going to say stop. I'm going to say okay. Turn it off. I don't need a full bobbin, I just need some. I cut right there. Now that thread that I put on in the beginning is there. So I'm going to trim that. And we're ready to put our bobbin in again. Okay, so let's load our bobbin. Run our machine. There's the needle. That is the best needle threader on a machine that I've ever had. I will never be without one of them anymore. I'm spoiled. Very, very spoiled. Alright, so now I am still at my right stitch. I'm going to go to plus and minus, and I'm going to back up 20. Minus, minus, 10, 10. And I'm going to say okay, because I want this to connect. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to say go ahead. So you've learned how to stop your machine in the middle and fix the bobbin and keep going. Photographers here helping me with my grandson. He's a pro at this stuff. I'm not. Alright, so we're going to have that done in a second. And then our next thing, we skip that one, and then we're stitching this one. We're going to do red next. So red is next. So we have that prepped, and I have the bobbin in the container, so I know where it's at. And with this design and having the bobbin change means I got to pull off the hoop every time, change out the bobbin to match the color of thread, and then put everything back together. If you could just, if it was a heavier design and they would have said, didn't say anything about a bobbin, I would just have a white bobbin in and go. So that's it. Really pretty. Nice, solid design. Has a little ways to go. So what are you guys working on in your sewing rooms or projects or craft that you do? Maybe you bead or you do something different. When this gets going, it's on the bigger one, the Sweet and the Liberty. We're going to, I have two things I got in the mail this week that I'll share with you. So we're just getting over this, maybe even the land of, open one. Okay. Pull it up. you have any questions, you can post your questions or comments, or like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Because I'm not sure how often I'm going to go live, but when I'm up here, I'm just going to film it and put it up. So I'm going to be adjusting some t-shirts to take in the sleeves at the top. I don't like when my sleeves hang way down, and all the shirts are made that way anymore. So a lot of shirts are made that way anymore. So I want to adjust shoulders. I'm not a seamstress, but we'll figure it out together. And you can see that. I have to do my husband's motorcycle pants, so he wants those shortened, and he wants zippers put in. Holy moly. So we'll try that. We can do that together. And I have some things I need to finish up that we can do together. So I won't always post, but when I do a project, I will do a thumbnail and you know I'm doing a certain project. But just to shorten sleeves and stuff, that'll just be a random live. That is done. Now we're on to sweet. So we're going to change out our thread, like we said. They always say don't pull your thread up through because of the discs and all that are in there. So I don't pull it through. I hold it and unwind it. Right. Take this off. The arm goes up. Tray pulls out. Be careful with your hoop, because if you unhoop it, then I mean you can get it put back, but it will. It's a challenge, and it can be done. I've done it, but I have a camera, so I can use my camera to help me locate where I'm at and where I want to be. Here's my red bobbin, my red thread. And we will sweep this under. And put this in the arm. Fix this up. And pull this under so it's not dragging too much. And so it's flat. Put down. I got the green light. I'm ready to go. Now we'll stitch out sweet. And this is why they have you using the same thread. As you can see, sweet isn't a heavy fill stitch. You can see white behind it. So the wording. So that's why they're having you change out your bobbin, so you can't see different thread. So that's going to go there. Meanwhile, this is going to go. He's going to make that down in the corner. And I am going to go over to the cutting table, and we're going to look at some packages I got. Tell me when you're ready, Bub. You're good? Alright, so my first package I got is from Peace and Quilt. I got more rulers for my long arm. She came out with some new rulers, and I am just excited. Let me take my old scissors. These were my mother's. Let's see if I can get this open. Yes, Natalia Bonner's doing her 7th year of 9-patch. So I'm thinking about doing that again. We'll see. So again, we have Don't Do As I Do With Your Scissors. These are old. They don't really cut too much anymore. They're just more sentimental because they were my mom's. So she came out with she calls this her baby package. She came out with this size ruler, and that will do circles. She came out with a 1 inch, what is this one? 1 inch sway? Let me look. This is a 2-inch sway, and she came out with a 6, which is what I needed last year because I bought the wrong panel size, and it would have been helpful to have this bigger one. Now I have it, and I go back and finish the other one. Look at how huge that is. She uses this end for marking and this end for quilting. Concaves, and I'm not sure which is concave or whatever they are. But if you sew around here and here, you get the same circle. So that's cool. And the same thing here. This is for marking here. Like if I was using this, I would put this crosshair right there, and I'd mark. And I'd put that crosshair right there, and I would mark and get that circle coming around. This one is to do an inner circle, or, you know, maybe there to there. Oop. Oop. So we have that. And then this one's to do a big swoop. Here to here. Now, if we keep those 2 marks in mind, this one and this one, I could go this way. Let me think about this. Here to here, and I'm coming over 1 1/4. So 1 1/4. This would make the same, that would finish the loop. There's one side of the loop, circle, and there is the other side, and that would make a nice 6-inch circle. So these are cute little rulers. Love them, love them. Can't wait to use them. And thank you, Natalia Bonner, for coming out with such great rulers. I love them. Oh, got stuff in here. Let's see what else they gave me. My packing slip. Gentle pressure. She's always saying gentle pressure. So I will put that on my machine so I remember to post that. And I got something else off Facebook Marketplace. This big thing. Can you see what that is? Okay. And if we unpack this, I got this off Marketplace. It was less than half the price from Amazon and what they are out there, and it's never been opened. So let's see what we got. A Cricut heat and press, this is. Oh, look at the cord on that. So this is the grill. This is the folding station. It's a 9x9 heat and press. Let's open this up. No silver bugs. So this, well, let's get, I guess it has a bag. A little Cricut design. We'll look at that in a second. But let's look at this. There we go. So this, I can set the temperature. I can set the temperature and I can set the time. And when I'm putting hot fix adhesive, or I use not coming to me. A roll of something. That's okay. When I'm backing my materials with sticky, two-sided sticky, I can put it down, hold it for a couple seconds, whatever, 15 seconds, whatever they say, and then pick it up and move. No. Heat and bond. That's it. Heat and bond. I knew it'd come to me. So when I'm putting heat and bond on my fabric on the underside, if I had this, I would put my heat and bond maybe on top, face down on it, and then I can adhere that to the fabric. And then I would cut them out and do what I'm doing, applique or whatever. Look at this, a nice little, I guess this can go in here for storage. And then we have this little cutout doohickey. I don't know, I guess that will stick somewhere. Yeah, so we'll have to put that somewhere. And this, I'm not sure what all this is. Let's see. I don't know, it's pretty sticky. Oh, our machine is ready to go. Let's get started. So I have the book and everything else like that. So easy. That's pretty cool. I think I'll get a lot of use out of that. So we're going to head back over to the machine and swap out our threads. Let's see what we're doing here. All right, we're going to do Liberty next. And Liberty is in... Let's get a pen here. We did that step, we did that step, we did that step, we did that step. We are on to Smoky Blue, our medium blue, and we're going to do Liberty. So let's get that set up. Medium blue and the bottom. So let's take off our red. Put it in our fold area. Alright, and we're going to run this out. If I didn't have to switch out these bobbins, I would have done this on my bigger embroidery machine, my multi-needle, instead of this one. But this is good to do so you know that you can do it on your machine if you don't have a multi-needle. I use both. Each one has their purposes. So I have my blue and my blue. Let's just check that. And we're going to put this back under. I'm going to stick the arm of this into where it goes and fold it down. This squared away again. And we're going to drop our foot, green light, and go. It's that easy. Okay, our next one's going to be the dark blue. So that's next. And that's next. So while that's going, I'm going to head back over to the other table. I'm going to get that cleaned off, and I'm going to show you another project I'm working on. So yeah, watch Marketplace. You can get some good deals on there. This is brand new. Okay, let's get this out of here. And let's get these out of here. Oh, I can't wait to use those. Maybe that'll be a quick pop-in video. Okay. I have this wall hanging that I've been working on. Get this stuff out of the way. And what I've been working on is the back. I got all this together, but this didn't have any stiffness to it. So I bought some stabilizer. Let me see what it was. And I bought it wrong, so I'll tell you so you don't make the same. Extra firm stabilizer, but I would get it one side sticky. Okay, so right now I have to use my heat and bond to make it sticky on the one side. So I've cut them out and put them there to give me some stability. But what I don't like now is this. I should have made that piece go from here all the way out and made it one piece. Since I didn't, I'm going to add a piece in here and probably cut it off at some point, maybe like here, and cut it down and then fill in this part, because I don't know if you can see it, this moves. So then when I quilt this, I can stitch in the ditch and it's going to hang like a picture would hang. It'll look stiffer. It'll be more, have more rigidity, where this just doesn't now. And I don't like that. So I'm going to figure out what I need and we can work on that while that's going. So if I get that in there, I need a 1¼ inch piece. So I'm gonna try to use up some of these scraps I have because I don't have anything else made up. So 1¼ What do I have left? 1¼ That will be perfect. I can get 2 out of that. All right. Okay. I have some. That's gonna go there. Would these be better up here? These might be better up here. Let's use these up on the long end. And I'm just gonna, these will get, I will pull the paper off and I will press them down. I'm just right now getting them made. And I need a small piece. How big is this? Okay, I can do 1¼ again and 1¼ Gotta make some more, but we will. Okay. Okay, that will hold. And like I said, I will get these in place then. I need a small piece there. Let's use this piece here. All right, so we need to finish up there. Okay. Oops. Sorry, people. I have to put sticky on this, but we're just gonna check it out. Maybe I can just use spray adhesive. Well, I think the sticky will help better. Alright. Alright, so that piece is going to go to there. Something like that, and then another piece should do it. And so use what you got. If you have one-sided sticky, if you don't, use Heat and Bond Light, and that will like that. Let's go there, and let's just notch this out a second. Alright, I like that better. I can get that in there a little bit. And this goes up. Okay. And then this is going to go in here. Okay, so we'll make these fit. And then I will put some, maybe I'll use my heating press then and put some see, I stitched out to the end there. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but alright. We make it work. We make it work. And then this goes under. There, something like that. Look at that. There, and that will give me some more rigidity. I can make work. Let's see if I can flip this quick. That just gives it more, yeah, that'll work. So I will get that on. Then I'm just going to stitch in the ditch around the blue inside here and then on these panes. All right, let's go back and check. We're done. I heard it go. All right, the next color will be Sailor Blue. That's the dark one. Yep, we pulled that out already. So let's put this away. How's everybody doing? You hanging with me? Come on, we're gonna get this done. We are going to make this, and it's going to be so cute. So cute. I'm probably gonna need another bobbin. I think we'll do that before we load up. We're gonna use this one out. And then we can swap it. Like this. And let's keep it together. And then this is before we wind, let's do another option. See this hole? I'm going to come from the inside out, and then I'm going to go down through the middle. Let me show you this again. I'm going to come from in here, up, and I'm going to go in through the center. Let me see if I can get that. Inside to out, and down the middle. Bottom going. Pull this for when we need it. Alright, I'm going to keep out for when we need it. We're going to spread this up. Machine. I don't know that you need the 3 blues. I think 2 blues would be perfectly fine. But I did the other one this way. I'm going to do this one this way too. And go. Should go for a step. The next one's going to be the light color. We're going to get the lamp of in there. See? Take the extension back. Yeah, let's take this up and come down a little while. Okay. A different angle for you. Alright, I'm going to change out the thread. You've seen this 100 times, so we don't need to really zero in on it. Should pull it out that way, but it wouldn't be loose. Alright, that one's there. In. Going in there. Just checking to see where we're at. And thread. One of those standable desks would be nice because I could move it up. But we got what we got. Alright, I'm ready to go. We're going to stitch land of, and we're going to check that off. We need red next, and then blue, and then we're done. It's blue. Alright, so we're going back over here. So like I was saying, I think then we'll just stitch in the ditch and then stitch in the ditch, and we'll call that a day. This will get batting and backing, and I'm not sure how I'm finishing the edges. I think I'll just fold it over, maybe with the wood tone. So that's another project now we almost have done, that I'll have to get these pieces together on. Cool. Where does this one go? Alright, let's see what we did here. This one was here. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. And this one goes there. Alright, let's just... I can't number them because anything I number them with will take off with the heat. So, cool. We'll just do them one by one. And this is an extra piece. Get out my heat and bond. I'll finish up heat and bond these pieces. And then I will... the heat will hold them down. And then that will create that extra lip. Like I said, batting, backing, and then stitch in the ditch. So that's ready. Thank you, everybody. We can work on that together. All right, then we're back to our land of liberty. We're almost done. How long are we, Bob? We're already 1 hour? Okay. Yeah, even though the stitch is a 33-minute stitch, that's if it went right through, because we have to stop and we have to pull and we have to rethread and we have to get the bobbin in. It takes a little longer. I would double that time, and we've already went past. Well, no, I had some other things in there in the beginning. How to get started exactly. Okay. So next up is red. No. Yeah, red. And why do I pull blue? Having me focus as soon as my camera's out of focus. It's all right. Now they want red in. Get all this special camera movement when he's here, because when he's not here, that camera's not moving. Red easy. Two more passes, I believe. And we need to do the bobbin thread. Okay, so we have all our red designs to do yet. Down here. Okay, but down here, here, and up in here. And actually this one got better than this one. I had trouble with the bobbin. If you notice my sweep is thicker, this one isn't. You'll notice it when you see it. What else can we show you? I think that's about all I had to show you. But if you want to stay to the end, I'm going to finish this. But if not, you got to go. I appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. If you're staying to the end, I'm going to be here. I'm going to finish this anyway, so I'm going to just play through. So, thanks everybody. And I will. I'm still here. Easy, right? You guys can do this on your own now. Oops. Pretty cool design. Love it. Love it. Love it. Over there is actually with the red, white, and blue paper in there on the shelf. On the top shelf. That shelf. See the orange thing? Yes, go to the left. Yep. Big one. This was the other design I got. It's schools, and then it's red and white, and it's a flag, and I put that on the back of my denim. So that stitches out nice too, and that's from My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop too. So if you go there and get it, let me know. Star, and then we have some sprigs. We're getting there. We have these sprigs left after this star. Okay. Just trying to get a better shot here, people. Camera guy. Actually, didn't do too bad. I had the camera set up yesterday, and I had trouble this morning, and he helped me with that, and we got that figured out. Still haven't determined what that is, issue, whether it's a battery or a malfunctioning or just something I'm doing. So then we have our blues. Two little sprigs on this side, and then we're on to the last color. which is only a few sprigs and a star. A couple stars, I guess. A couple sprigs. Yeah. To get this off. Dog was saying, "Please be done." Let's use this way so I don't have to stop for a bobbin change. I have to load the top thread yet. And I'm not holding it here, I'm just feeling that it's pulling through my fingers, so I know it's in the tensions. You shouldn't hold your thread there, but you should let it glide through. So it's just my way of controlling it a little bit, that I know it's going through. All right, last color, everybody. Foot down, green light, go. Get through here for a nice close-up. As we're in the home stretch. Everybody get ready for the holidays. 4th of July coming up. These would be so cute hanging in the kitchen. Oh, stop. My thread came out, so we are going to, I'm going to want to move this back, but because I'm going to have to just, I'm going to do needle up, foot up, I'm going to put this to a guide here. 57. Now, since it did a few stitches without thread, I'm going to go into the plus and minus over here. Okay, Bob? And I'm going to minus until I get over here. Okay? Now I'm taking a +1, so I know I'm starting at the beginning of that stitch. Okay. Such a cute design. Makes you smile. When we pull it off, we'll cut the back and we'll be done. Oh, my thread came out again. No, it didn't. That's it. Good. A bigger star. probably running this at 600 stitches per inch or per minute. I don't run it flat out. I take my time. And rethread the upper. Okay. We've got issues here again. Why we're having issues, I don't really know. But let's get our thread. This is good. This will show you how to fix them. Look at that. See that? So we're going to cut that. I don't know what's going on here, but let's rethread. We're going to say -10, -10. And say okay. And we will put our foot down. And we should probably check the bobbin. If I don't, I'll be sorry. So I'm going to check it. Put my foot up again. Making sure, because if I don't, it will give me another error, then I would be back to where troubleshooting. So let's check it all out while we're stopped. Back up, right? And start. Okay, 5 sprigs on the top and 2 stars in the bottom. Well, we're getting there. Within a minute. Getting there. Okay, 2 little hearts with the stars at the bottom. And then we will all I need to do, I'll cut the back off, we'll put all that together. All good. Finished. Alright, one more. This is fun to do projects that you can get done within an hour or so and give as a gift or take somewhere or do something with. Noise is that we are finished. So we will say, okay, we're finished. We will, what's up? We're going to take this out. And we'll meet you back over at the other table. Ready, buddy? All right, we're going to pop this out. I'm going to push from the back. And since I didn't do a tearaway, I did a cutaway stabilizer. I'm going to cut that away. So there's our design. Let me turn it towards you. There's our design. It looks so cute, pretty. And we're going to take this stabilizer off. So my girlfriend, who had her own embroidery shop, said hold it up like this and cut close. So you don't cut it. By holding it up like this, she said you won't ever cut the material. Is that better, bud? Actually, I should cut it from this side. I can see it better. Anyway, there we go. I will cut another piece, probably tie this to my handle on my oven and put a bow on it. Kind of like this one. And that's just how I'm going to keep it because I like it scrunched at the top. So that is our project for today. I hope you can make one. You should be able to make one now, and we've showed you something new. So with that, I'm going to say we've finished our project. I want to thank you for joining me. It was so exciting for me to have this live with you all, and I hope you learned something. If you like this the video or you learned something, like and subscribe so you know, and get notifications so you know when I go live, because like I said, some of them I'm like when I'm fixing garments, I'm not good at that. So yeah, I'll probably film it, but it's nothing, so I'm not going to say I'm going live. It'll just be a live. And when I get another project like this, I will post it like I did this one, and you'll know in advance that we're going to go live on a certain day. So you enjoy your day. Thanks for coming into my sewing room and sewing with and being with me, and I appreciate that because I get things done. And I